Hello there. Been a while since I've done a video and I decided that I needed to make one. It's kind of hard to sleep at night anymore, and so time to talk about it. Um, my name is Dawn, and I am an owner with my husband of Saver Home Solutions Property Preservation. Company founded in 2015, January 2015. There's been a lot going on and a lot I've talked about in my past videos, including employees, um, pay from the companies, like how you do your work and everything. So this video will be a little bit of everything. If you haven't heard, some of the companies have been merging and pay has slowed down, and hence this crimson blood red sky. It all started after this day. This day was December 19th of 2016, and I would say that property preservation has fallen into a pretty downward spiral right now. Sorry about that. Because companies are merging, companies are getting stingier. This business is just not the way it used to be. And I can tell you something, if you do not have help in this business, or if you don't have investors, or just a lot of money saved up, you're probably not in business anymore. I just make, these videos with some random pictures of Philadelphia and surrounding areas like New Jersey, and the, just, so you won't just be bored of listening to me talking. So anyway, like I said, a lot's been going on with the business. Things have slowed down, and it probably has for a lot of people, unless you're a huge company and has lots of contracts. And currently we work for a few different companies, and they're all pretty slow right now. Slim pickings with orders. And it was never like that before. And the companies are merging. So I'm not going to name any companies or any people or anything. But if you are in property preservation and you work for certain companies, you may see that the pay has stopped. I was going to talk about this a couple months ago, because yes, it's been that long. I would say out of about 12 weeks, I have received 3 paychecks for work that we have done months and months ago. They were small. There was a small one, and then a decent size, and then, no, actually, I'm trying to think, I'm sorry, maybe 4 checks out of 12 or 13, weeks. So we haven't gotten a check yet in over 3 weeks. Things have gotten really hard, very hard. If it wasn't for people who believe in you and want to help you invest, then there's no way we would be around right now. I would say we're over $5,000 in debt with just our investor alone, and we're probably owed about close to $40,000 in business. So that's including paying helpers that have not been paid. They've been paid what we could give them out of any of the checks that we received. I would say that we're pretty blessed that they're even sticking around right now. I'm very happy that we have an investor, like I said, that really believes that this will all work out. And pretty lucky that our people are sticking around and hoping that this works out too. So, like I said, it's been rough. We Let's see. Every time we get a check, we have to divvy it out to our workers to see how much we could give everybody to equally catch them up. Um, we were teased the other day. We were told that we were getting a $12,000 check sent to us, and then it said, "Oh, sorry, wrong company." So that was disappointing. But we're getting something this week. But like I said, we owe people, we owe bills, we need money to get work done. Matter of fact, we have a couple jobs that are pretty big, jobs to put money out. Not very big paying jobs, but big putting money out. So, like, say, there's a job that is going to cost like $2,000 to get done, but we only get like, maybe $200-300 to do the job. Then, then you have to pay people to do the job, plus their gas, tolls. So, when you're putting out $2,000 to get a job done and have to wait 12 weeks to get paid for it, and then you have to pay your employees to do that job, it gets really hard. It's There's a lot of companies that just can't handle stuff like this. They go down fast, and I sure hope that we can handle this and hang in there. So if you're having a hard time too, I pray that it will stop for you, and you'll start getting paid on time. And let's just hope that this business recoups and goes back into a better paying mode. We have some companies that have switched actually where they get they get their business from. They're in other countries now, and other countries they pay lower for things, so they don't understand that in the United States that things cost a lot more money. Like a fence post, they want you to put a fence post in, 2 fence posts for $20. It's like you have to buy the fence posts, you have to dig a hole, you have to set it in concrete, you have to pay people to do that. Even if you did it yourself, $20 ain't gonna cover that. And you constantly have to get on the phone and fight with them and say, "I'm sorry, but that's just not enough money." And they get upset, and they don't, but we don't fight and yell at them. We just say, "Look, we can't do it for this much. That's not even the cost of the of the supplies, let alone paying anybody or the gas and tolls and different things." It becomes a lot of money after a while. And help is still very hard to get. We still have our people, like I told you, our main people. They're still hanging in there. We hired another person who's a family member, and right now, since it's slowed down, he's getting a little irritated and saying that he needs like 30 hours a week. So we just hope that work will pick up in the industry and we'll be able to keep 3 teams working and maybe add another. We did have another guy working for us, and actually, he is slandering us on Facebook now. He only worked 3 days with my husband. My husband trained him, and he sent us pictures over his phone in PDF files. They were in negative format. And everyone knows that pictures are the only thing in this business that's very important. As long as those pictures show the job that you did and tell the story of what you did, then you'll get paid for your job. Well, this guy had told us that he is telling everyone about us, that we can't pay our employees when he doesn't even know anything about what's going on right now, so I don't even know where he got that. My husband just told him that he would call him when there was more work. He sent him off by himself after he trained just to do 2 houses right around the block from him. And he went and got his wife and had her take the pictures. And every picture, whether it's a before, after, or an action shot, he has pictures of lawn equipment. His wife, who was taking the pictures, stood in one spot and just spun around in a circle. Nobody got the address verification or even a street sign or the front of the house or nothing. They were showing debris in somebody else's yard, like a mattress that was on the other side of the fence. It's like they're going to say, well, where's that mattress go? Whose mattress is that? Is that your, does that belong to our house? Why isn't, why haven't you gotten rid of that? Or why didn't you tell us about that? So, you have to do these pictures very carefully and correctly. And when my husband took him out the next day to show him what he did wrong, and he decided he didn't care. I mean, he half paid attention to him and didn't want to learn how to upload the pictures properly, even though he did it 3 or 4 times before that. In the few days that my husband took him out to train him, he actually did send us some pictures of estimate houses that my husband had him go practice on, which actually cost us more money because we only get paid sometimes $13, $20 to go to a house and do an estimate. If you're paying somebody $12 to $15 an hour to go do that house, and it takes them 30, 40 minutes to get there, plus your gas and tolls, it's like you just ate up that cost. So it's like every picture is very important. So we did tell him to keep track of his hours. We expect everyone to do that every day. Send us an email back with your email for the work you did for that day that half the people don't read anyway. So if you send it back and tell us what hours you worked, and we match it up with your pictures, and then you'll be paid. Well, this guy never told us how many hours he worked, and my husband had to go back and complete just about every job he did in that one day, and actually every job he did that one day, because he didn't do them correctly and didn't send the pictures, and so he didn't want to pay him for that work. And I see a lot of people that do that, but in our company we wind up paying people to go back and fix their mistakes because they get very upset about it, and we probably would have done that. We would have paid him to do his work, even though he did it wrong, because that's the kind of people we are. But he never sent us his hours. So for 3 days of work, that wasn't a full 8-hour day. Some days was only 3 hours, some days was 5 hours, and the third day, I believe, was only a couple hours that he was with my husband. And so my husband sent him $100, and instead of saying, hey, I worked more hours than that, here are my hours, because he never gave them to us, he went and started writing on our Facebook and telling everybody that we were bad. We didn't we can't pay our employees. we can't pay our electric bill. We live in a trailer park. I mean, he's telling everybody all kinds of stuff about us. And then he tagged us in his profile saying something about idiot. It says idiot from, who thinks he knows more than I do. And then put, where I don't even understand what he wrote. So that sounds more like an idiot. But I'm that kind of person, and I don't make fun of people. I don't call people names, and I believe everybody has their own, story. But so do we. We have the story of the fact that you didn't do your work correctly, and you did not send us your hours, and you could have just said, "Hey, this is how many hours I worked. Do you owe me more money?" And instead he goes and slanders us on Facebook, tells us that he told his new employer about us, and that he also said that the company is a scam. That property preservation is a scam. It's like, no, it isn't, and everyone knows that. I mean, there are some people that actually do scam property preservation, but there are good people out there that do the work right, and we are one of them. So, this is a funny thing because, we would like to hire people, but seems like what we're doing is firing people. We never fire anybody purposely or say you're fired, because we just tell them there's no work. We've had people actually come to our house and threaten us with a gun because we told them there was no work, and they found out that we didn't want them anymore because they did something wrong. And we had one guy go to a job and was tearing down his ceiling, and he decided he was going to leave in the middle of the job because he needed to come home and beat the traffic. It's like, really? So, he didn't complete the job. It was due that day. We had to tell our client that we were very sorry that somebody just walked off in the middle of the job, and they don't want to hear excuses. They don't care about excuses. They just want their work done. And I'm very, very adamant about that. I have to have all my work in and done on time. I like to actually have work done days earlier if possible. A lot of the companies only give you like 1 or 2 day turnaround. So we have a lot of companies where we will do emergency rush orders for them, and they'll just call us up and say, "Hey, can you go out there today? Can you go out there tomorrow?" Where some people will give you 3, 4 days. So we're like the saviors in this business. I guess that's why we have the right name. So. I don't know if you're having a hard time right now. Just hang in there, and I hope we all make it through this. And some of us are not as fortunate to have, people to help them pay for work. Get the jobs done. My investor used to help pay the helpers until they all started. Rebelling against us, but way before this even happened. Like, you come in and start having demands and telling us how to run our business and what you're going to do and when you're going to work and when you're not going to work, and go on vacation and then come back and go on another vacation that wasn't a vacation, but you figured, I got to do this, so I'm doing this, and leave you stuck on one of the busiest weeks of the season that just started up. So, but then they, come back a couple of days later, and I can understand it's hard to work without pay, but every time we get a check, we're paying people, and to the point where we don't even have our own bills paid. So, and that's pretty scary. We need a place to live. We need to pay our bills. We need our internet. We need our phone. We need our electric. You need our insurance, and like all this stuff needs to be paid every month. And then when the company only sends you one check in the entire month, that's pretty hard. So I'm gonna go, and I just wanted to do this video real quick, and I'm hoping that, like I said, hope this business picks up and that we all do good. And I wish the best for all of you out there. Leave comments if you want. And I'm sorry if I sounded distracted. My son is up and he's like playing with my cell phone that's not charging correctly, and he doesn't understand that it does nothing to do with the wall plug. It's the charging cord. So he keeps unplugging the wall plug and plugging it back in and turning everything off and turning it back on, and so it's a little distracting. Okay, so I will try and do an updated video later to let you know how things are going. And if you want to look back at my pictures again, they were pretty cool. There was a lot of those pictures. The ones in Philadelphia were showing, you know, the sky was a little greenish, and then that night someone had a tornado up in Lancaster County, and then Sunday we went to go see Guardians of the Galaxy, and we were out driving through New Jersey. You could see rain. You could see rain falling from every one of those clouds in those pictures. So it's pretty awesome. And one of them looks like an angel doing a skydive through clouds. Pretty cool. So I'm gonna sign off, and let's all just pray that this business gets better and that we all make it through, and just try not to give up. I know it's hard when you don't have the money to buy the supplies to do the jobs, or even the gas or tolls or whatever you need to pay. But just, I wish you all the best, and leave comments below about anything you'd like. And just so you know, if you're having problems with a company, you know, paying you, the best thing to do is not to go on there and start threatening them. And I've seen a lot of people in the property preservation talk that actually got thrown out of the company for their bad conduct. Don't do it. If you don't like that you weren't paid and you're afraid, then just you know, back away from the company, and just say, please don't forget to send me you know, my check when it's time to be paid. And I feel sorry for anybody who lost you know, their business from this company, and we're praying that we all get caught up fast, and everything will be okay, and we'll continue doing business with the company. It's one of our, actually the main company that we do business with, that we get lots of work from, and we hope to continue to do that, and we hope that you also continue to do well in this business. So please leave comments, let me know your story, you know, whether it's bad or good, or what you have to say to me is bad or good. I can take anything. Alright, so, you know, I have a kid with autism that beats my butt every day. So, alright, talk to you later.